Hello, everyone. Welcome to Invo News Podcast, episode 16. This is your host, Minal A. I'm the Business Development Manager at InvoZone. Today, we have Ahmed Mahmoud, the founder of DXwand. Welcome to the show, Ahmed.
Hello, thank you. Welcome.
What's up? Are you in Cairo?
Yes, I'm in Egypt, in Cairo.
All right. Okay, so summers will be at peak, right?
It is at peak.
Yes, so Pakistan is having a monsoon season here right now. So we are having both humidity and rain these days.
Yeah, it's now humidity, high temperature.
Yes.
That's part of the deal.
Yes. Okay, so starting off, Ahmed, would you like to introduce yourself and a bit about DXwand, like how it came into existence?
Yeah, sure. Ahmed Mahmoud. I'm founder and CEO of DXwand. Myself, I had around 20 years of experience in technology and sales, worked in several companies across the board. And before DXwand, I was in Microsoft for 7 years. I used to work in digital transformation and solution sales for enterprises. And then we realized the gap for Arabic spoken dialects and its automation and digital assistant for technologies coming from Silicon Valley, that it supports it, but it doesn't provide that kind of deep understanding and support, which was a gap that was spotted. And then I worked with an accelerator to start. I went into the lean startup program. I learned in that. And I went there for customers validation and our ability to understand if this is really not just a good idea, it's a good business to start. So we went into that, and we had even customers before we do the product. And then, we did.
That's a big advantage, big advantage.
Yeah, it's part of the verification that before we do anything, let's see if there is somebody willing to pay something for that.
Experiment, right? You can experiment the market.
Yeah, we had this experiments and customers verification along with the program of learning techniques of lean startups, lean design, lean all of everything. And then we went into demo day. We got accepted and awarded a grant where we used it to start our MVP for DXwand, which provides ability to automate conversations to businesses, and specifically in Middle East that are focused on Arabic spoken dialects and other languages, and also provides insights and dashboards to decision makers so they can see their customer's voice in visual forms or in real time, so they know if you have a chronic problem in a product or you're having a wish list, people are demanding something that you don't have, all of that stuff that doesn't happen in your mobile app or website. It happens from conversations. So this automation of the conversation and the insights and ability to provide progressive customer profiling that helps you even make proactive messaging with higher ROI and ability to get a lot of conversions is actually all about what we do in DXwand. And yeah, that's where it started, how it started, and what we have.
Sounds fascinating. So it was a technique, it was something to bring people closer in a more efficient way.
Yes.
And you guys have recently secured funding, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, so DXwand is more than a chatbot. It's a cognitive CRM, right? So can you please shed more light on this?
Yeah. So cognitive CRM is forget about the names. So what it tries to do actually is, let's say you're calling your telecom company. What typically your telecom because a problem in your internet, what your telecom company would know about you. They would know your national ID, they would know your location, your address, but that's it. Well, while you're complaining, you've mentioned, for example, that, hey guys, you dropped the internet, my kids couldn't go to my e-learning platform, you caused me a lot of harm, all of that, blah, blah, blah stuff. So people, when they complain or they talk, I provided you now a lot of information about myself, about my demographics that you didn't capture during this. So this idea of cognitive, I would say customer profiling or customer data platform, or some others call it CRM, is a ability to extract this information from this unstructured data of a voice call or a conversation on social media and attribute that into the client. So now, if you have such capability and technology at scale, so it's not somebody will do that, the technology will do that for you at scale. So you know, for example, if you're making a campaign for parents, you can target that to the people that mentioned that to you. And you're having a higher ROI. So you get all of those attributes and demographics out of those conversations. So this is what we mean by that.
Yes, so the example was really insightful. Thank you. So like I've also seen a coronavirus bot on your website. So is there any specific reason you made it?
Yeah, well, during the I would say the first lockdown of COVID, it was at 2020, if I recall right, maybe February or March,
Yes,
at our country, maybe. Yeah. At that time, a lot of people had a challenge that they hear a lot of things in social media that are not maybe true or very accurate. They go to the websites of WHO or Egyptian Health Ministry, but there is a tons of information. And actually, I have just a single question. Should I wear a mask? Or what kind of mask I should wear? Or how I can protect myself? All of that's information, but your ability to locate that in a very huge website is very hard. So we thought of as a corporate responsibility to provide such information easily. And because we do digital assistance, so this is what we do. So we made a digital assistant to citizens of Egypt, and actually anybody in the world would talk with MISA, the name or the persona of the COVID-19 digital assistant, where we provided information knowledge base from only credible sources. Actually, we had only two sources, the WHO information and the Egyptian Ministry of Health. And we got that into a conversation part. So you can just, ask your question and get this information with the source. Actually, we used to put the source of the information and the response. So we give you also ability to read more if you wish. And that helped like 100,000 Egyptians at that time. It had a lot of, I would say, conversations. I cannot recall the number. It was a huge amount of data, but that helped us as well later. We have done that just out of corporate responsibility, but it provided us ability also later when we were engaged in healthcare facilities as clients. It helps us to have, I would say, a lot of demonstrations and stuff that even if we've done that for free, it helped us to get business actually later.
You already had the idea of the pain points of people during this pandemic, and you were able to find them a solution, a right solution, right?
Yes.
So has the use of bots increased exponentially after the pandemic? Do you agree?
Sorry, question again?
I'm saying that has the use of bots increased exponentially after the pandemic? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. In several, I would say, industries and in general that happened. We have seen this hike during the pandemic. A lot of businesses that used to have a specific model of operations were actually pushed to change this model and to go to transformation and to have things happening remotely and all of that stuff. And actually digital assistant was part of that.
So due to this remote work and the things went into home, so due to this isolation, this bot thing invented and became so popular.
Yeah. So for example, when you order something from a restaurant, and people used to have calls, and due to pandemic, the resources assigned to call centers has been minimized. So your wait time has been started to be a lot, and your complaints have started to be a lot. So businesses realized that they need to get a scalable model of customer interactions, and that actually helped us grow
to
with
reach the right
this idea.
person in the company. That was quite difficult. If it was at home, everybody's at home, and to reach the right person, right company, the right email inbox, that was difficult. Yeah. So, bots land you to the right place, right person. Okay. So,
Yes.
do you think in this recent recession, bots can be cost efficient for businesses?
For the recent recession, yeah. Well, it's a bit. I would say it's a challenging time, but well, startups. If you're really working on the lean idea, you have been always challenged to find optimization and optimal ways to do things. So whether you have a recession or if you don't have a recession, you have to be optimal in everything you do.
Adaptable.
Yes, but also you need to be a hunter. So recession, yeah, comes with also opportunities. So you need just to look at, and I don't mean just opportunities to grow the business, which exists, but also opportunities to acquire talent, opportunities to a lot of things. So at the recession, for example, a lot of companies are laying off. And that gives you as a startup opportunity to have a lot of resources that you can just spend like months to get them in. You just have a list now of this, and you just need to get the right talent to you. Recession gets some companies to be slowing down, but as a startup, one of your great things is your agility. So you can pivot and move faster and get into those opportunities. So I see it's yeah, everything has actually two sides.
So you're the person, you're not, waiting for the challenge or the problem to get solved itself. You take advantage and you improve based on that challenge or environment situation. That's great that you explained so well. So on which technology is DXwand based?
It's our own technology. If you would, so if you mean if we use a specific technology to do that, so
I was going through
we have
AI.
we have our own AI engineers, data scientists, and technology members, and a big technology team relatively to startups big. It's around 20 members working on AI, machine learning, and engineering in general. So we built our technology from the ground up to do that because so Arabic dialects has no textbook, has no ability to put a language model. So you have to build something from scratch to do this deep understanding happen. And that's the approach we have taken.
So I know the AI is getting much popular. So the whole idea of building these conversational AI application is just really quite impressive. The way you're helping businesses grow through DXwand and providing them growth dashboards plus insights into the things which people can't sitting at home. So that is commendable. So like at the outside of DXwand, were you alone, or were you were you there two of you or three, or were there more resources?
Outside of DXwand?
Yes, like at the outside of DXwand, were you alone, or there was like a team of individuals already? Like since you said that you already had customers, so did you have a team as well to handpick few best resources, or you built from scratch?
So if you mean we built our team knowledge and experience with the time, so we had a mix. So we acquired talent at the start. I would call them now the team leads and the team that built with us everything. This is a talent that we acquired outside of DXwand, but then this team had started to build teams and to get interns from universities to build that. So the idea is to build an excellent center.
But at the start, you were alone.
At the start, very start, I was alone, and then.
So it was your idea, right? DXwand was simply your idea. So you were alone at first.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So
He was alone. Yes.
Yes. So like,
I say it doesn't feel very.
and now I think you guys are 30, right? From 1 to 30.
We are now 34 members.
34. So building a team itself an achievement.
Yeah, but I didn't do it alone. So yeah, I was alone at that time, but I just made sure we had the great environment that helps people innovate, that helps people to fail fast, to learn, and that we had this mix of, yeah, we have veterans, but we have actually fresh grads now that are doing amazing. Also, we are building talent.
Sorry, Ahmed, I just lost you. What you just said?
Yeah, I was saying, yeah, I was alone at that time, and then I just made sure that we have an environment that helps people learn, appreciate their failures, and actually promotes and advocates to fail fast and fail forward. And that helps us to acquire great talent, but this actually helped those talents build talents and get fresh grads and interns that are now rising talent that are building clear, big components on our solution. And I'm very proud that we have such very, I'd say, young talent doing that. So, yeah.
That is great. That is good to know that you gave chance, you gave the opportunity to new grads. So, they can, you empowered them actually to grow at DXwand.
Well, that's the whole point. So to scale and to build this excellent center, you need to impart that young talent, and the environment has to give them, I would say, the comfort of making mistakes. And that's how people learn. And then they get their trust and themselves, and then they get this power to, lead and build things. And
motivation, yeah.
And if I'm if I have pride and proud of something, that we have such fresh grads that they are like now 7 or 8 months after graduation, they are making cool components now and leading interns, and that's something I was actually amazed with, that they can do that if you just empower them, and that's fantastic.
A right leader, empowers their team, and the team makes wonders.
Yeah.
Okay, so what were the hurdles you faced at start while building technology at DXwand, like building the technological team and this whole technological idea? So what were the hurdles in start? And I would like to know if they still exist.
Sorry, I lost you. Would you repeat?
Okay, so yes, I was saying that what were the hurdles and challenges at start when you started building the technology at DXwand and this whole technological team? So what were the challenges, and I would like to know if they still exist.
Well, there are several challenges. One, I would say some of them stay existing. For example, at that time, like 4 years back, if you were pitching to a business that you will have a machine responding to your clients, it was like a nightmare, and convincing them to get this leap of faith wasn't easy. So this still exists, but not with the same magnitude. So it's now people are giving more trust in machine learning and AI to handle that. Also at that time, like 4 years back, venture capitals and investments in general was more focused in other areas. Didn't see the value and the growth that could happen from deep technology. So now this started to change, and we started to, as you have seen, we have finished already $1 million pre-series, pre-A series fundraising, and that reflects that investors now can see the value, and that has changed.
The vision is getting broader.
Sorry?
The vision is getting broader.
Yeah, and maybe even at that time, acquiring talent that had even experience in such technology was very challenging. And now, no, it's much easier. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park, but it's relatively easier to acquire or even build talent. People now are having a lot of interest in machine learning and in artificial intelligence, and that wasn't the case 4 years ago.
Okay,
So yeah,
yes, go ahead, please.
so to sum up, yeah, the challenges are still there, but they have less impact, less magnitude, and we have dealt with them, so we know how to deal with them.
Yes, so challenges helped you improve and evolve in all these years. So any new challenge or any new pain point you're facing these days, like after DXwand established and running, any new challenge, any something new?
Yeah, of course. So at the start, we were a small team. So managing a small team is definitely not complex and sophisticated like managing now 35 members. It's something that we are learning how to do that and how to build the processes and measure our performance. So OKRs and objectives and all of that stuff
Yes.
was not something that we look at like 4 years ago, but now it's very essential, and we're looking at learning how to do that in an optimal way so that we don't end up to be another corporate. So we want to do this in an, I would say, agile way. So that's a challenge. In general, when you go into recession, customers are having also priorities and less spending. So you have now your challenge to convince all your clients that this is their top priority, and that is something normally happens during economic slowdown. So this is something we face, but we can manage as well.
Okay, so yes, once you are like, you guys are now 35, so you know, even the onboarding process is challenging. Like if you should hire junior ones now or senior ones now, or like intern levels. So yes, onboarding remains the question every time when you are ready to onboard a team of people, whether it's technology or whether some other departments. And even expanding departments is difficult. Which department needs more attention?
Well, all departments needs attention on onboarding. I would say in different, so it's not a problem that having a different challenge or some departments having a less challenge. It's a question of how to make this onboarding effective and optimal, and what are the forms of this onboarding. So is it getting a coach and mentor and some content, or getting people in shadowing, or mix and match? It depends on the roles, and we're trying to learn again and change and iterate on that to find out our optimal onboarding experience.
So now when you see DXwand, do you think what you have done is enough? Or with changing demands in this market, you are planning to introduce some new features or some new options to DXwand?
No, it's not enough. Yeah.
No.
So yeah. Well, stay tuned. But
Okay.
we have
So like
yeah,
surprises are coming.
Well, it's not of a just a surprise, but more into, I would say, pivoting that into higher benefits to our clients. So the more benefits our clients get, the more we get monetized. And the more value they get, I would say monetary value, the more they see this into a business development and growth too. And that's what we're trying always to achieve. And that's the investments we're putting in technology. If I would share something, you know, that like roadmaps, normally something you get it as a surprise. But the area of focus that we have is how to make our clients' growth is more aggressive using our technology, and that would make us the top priority of it.
Right.
So yeah, I expect a lot of changes in the coming months too.
Yes, basically it's all about customer clients' opinions. You know, you're able to make yourself better.
Yes, and actually I'm not sure about other startups, but we incorporated a concept called customers board, where we have an advisory board from clients, strategic clients, where we meet regularly to agree on the roadmap, agree on some decisions that we have to do in the product, that to put our customers in the center of our product. So yeah, that's we already doing with our clients.
That's the main idea, you know, to help satisfy the people who are using it.
Yeah, and that gives them the power, actually empowering clients to put my roadmap and to agree together what's the most important parts.
That's the main point. That is perfect. So, like looking forward to the new inventions. Good luck with that. So, for our audience, would you like to tell like how many countries you are operating in, and what is the onboarding process? Like how clients or customers can avail your services? What's the procedure?
Yeah, sure. So first we operate in Egypt mainly, Saudi, UAE,
All right.
also Kuwait. We have clients in those areas. We're trying also to expand more, but those are the main areas that we have clients on. Onboarding, you can do the onboarding self-service. If you have, if you go to the website, you can just start and get your trial. But also, if you have, as an enterprise, sophisticated requirements, you can email us at sales@dxwand.com, and our success team can build with you something that sophisticated that you have. So you can see before you go how our technology and how far our technology can go.
All right, sounds good. So, Ahmed, my last question to you is: are chatbots part of conversational commerce?
Well, yeah, that's something we're working on with the e-commerce platforms and providers, is to make the customers onboarding even less time consuming, way less time consuming, is to work with those e-commerce providers, because the scenarios normally in e-commerce are very similar,
Right.
whether it's purchasing or following up on an order or that stuff. So we're trying to make things there already done, and you just get into your products catalog or services catalog, and you can initiate that from the e-commerce platform itself. So we're working on that with several e-commerce platform providers to provide this to their merchants in a very optimal experience.
Okay, so where do you see this market heading towards in the next 10 years?
Oh, well, this market cannot change in 1 year. So 10 years is very far of anyone's expectations, but I would say, if I would say something, it's getting the customer's interaction away of just conversations into more broader view. Like if you talk with me now, you look at me, you may look at my facial expressions, you may think that whatever I'm saying is something that I'm frustrated, I'm confused, I'm okay, I'm happy. So making this interaction more humanized with multiple dimensions would make a difference in this industry, I would say.
That is really interesting. I mean, you are like making this chatbot industry interesting.
That's why we call it digital assistant, because chatbot puts you in a narrow thinking, but
And
digital assistant can get you
this
everywhere.
idea is something that will, engage people. That is something that is really engaging.
Yeah, and to get you engaging, you have to look at me and see that I can understand you. I can get a lot of interactions out of just conversation.
Yeah.
That will engage you.
So that was really interesting. That was really interesting to know about DXwand, and that was quite an informative session. So thank you so much, Ahmed, for joining us today and taking out time to share like all your journey with DXwand, and hopefully looking forward to see you again. So any questions for me?
Well, thank you for the time and for the invitation. I really enjoyed this, and yeah, stay tuned for a lot of innovations coming.
Definitely. Good luck with the DXwand continued growth and success. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right.